Here in the first week of Ordinary Time, we begin with chapter 1 of Mark's Gospel. And today, in just 10 verses, we get an insight into the mission and the ministry of Jesus Christ and how, as Christians, we're called to participate in that as well. Often, as Catholics, the standard sort of approach to think about what we do as Catholics is to think we're people of prayer. And we see that very clearly within the scriptures here today. That Jesus, after having preached, after having healed people, he spends time, he goes to a lonely, quiet place and he prays. And prayer must be part of the foundation of who we are. If prayer is not what we do on a daily basis, then we're not really being Christians. However, this gospel is not just about prayer. We're given an insight into the mission of Jesus and the mission of how we're meant to live our lives as Christians as well. Jesus brings healing. And as Christians, we're called to be people who bring healing. We bring healing to our relationships through reconciliation. We're called to reach out to those who are in difficulties. We bring healing, if we have the capability, through medicine, through science. We bring healing through supporting people psychologically. We're called to be people who are known not just for our prayer, but for our ability to bring healing to our world in so many different ways. And so we commit at the very beginning of Mark's Gospel to thinking about how Jesus was a healer and how the Christian community wanted others to experience that healing as well. And so we are people of prayer, we are people of healing. But we are more than just looking after our own little family or our own little community. Jesus at the end of this gospel says, I need to go to other towns. We need to go and help others as well. We need to reach out. And so we are a missionary church that doesn't just look after our own family. The gospel begins by Jesus coming to Simon Peter's family and healing his mother-in-law. But the gospel is more than just looking after our own family. We're called to go out. And that's a responsibility not just of Jesus, but of every Christian. Jesus is saying this, reminding all of the Christians, we're called to go and tell others. Over the last 12 months, we've been reflecting as a parish, and hopefully in the next 12 months we'll be able to live this out in a more intentional way, the new missions of our archdiocese, the pastoral renewal that we're having of our archdiocese. In our parish, we've been thinking about 3 different areas. Worship, our desire for prayer personally and communally. Our desire to be formed and to then go out and tell others about that through bringing healing and through explaining the gospel, the good news to others. This is the way Mark begins. Chapter 1 of his gospel, he's clearly telling us who Jesus Christ is and what his mission is and what the mission of the Christian is meant to be. Let's recommit to living out the 3-dimensional role of being a Christian through healing, through preaching, through teaching, and then by living it through prayer.